Hello and welcome to Mr. and Mrs. Social Studies. My name is Sarah, and today I have some tips to help you with DBQ writing, and specifically some visual aid ideas you can use with your students to help them through the process of sorting DBQ documents. I'm sure you're aware that a DBQ is a document-based question, and while they can be some of the most important activities we do with our students, unfortunately they're also pretty tough to teach. And definitely, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to the channel because over the next few months, I want to provide a lot of content to help you with different aspects of helping your students through DBQs. And one of the first important steps of DBQ work, even if students are not actually writing a full essay, is the process of sorting documents. You might give your students a DBQ and have them analyze each document, but then students might feel like, so what? How do I connect these together? How do I move forward in my response? And sometimes there can be confusion. And these are a couple methods that I have used in the past, as well as my husband Jake, Mr. Social Studies, has used with his students as well, that I think might help you and your students going through the process of analyzing documents. They're very simple to do, and you can use just regular classroom items to help you with this. The first method is a basket approach. Super easy to set up. In this approach, depending on your question, you'll have a couple baskets that pertain to the topic. Now, this is a method that Jake's using currently in his class for a question about the Great Wall of China. Do the benefits of the Great Wall of China outweigh the costs? And with that, I have two bins here, one for benefits and one for costs. With this, you don't have to have these little basket things. These were just something we had. You can use a jar, a cup, any item that you can put something in, really. And with this, you're going to also have some sort of physical representation for each document. Now, this is not something I would suggest using, but for whatever reason, students had gifted a set of some different school supplies that came in these little orbs, which at first I thought, I don't really know what I would use these orbs for. But what you could do is put a card inside each one telling what document it's for. So document A, document B. As you're going through this with your students, the bins make it very clear with your students about how we're sorting things. Each document you have can only go in one place. Does this document, in the Great Wall example, support why it was beneficial or costly? Where are we going to put document A? And as your students are going through this, you could have them maybe complete a T-chart or some basic way of sorting, but deciding with your students, where are we going to put this document? Is this benefits or costs? And so you put that in there. Now let's move on to document B. Which side do you think it is? How do you know that document B is showing us about the costs of the Great Wall of China? Again, you can write on whatever makes sense for your prompt. You also might have a third basket depending on if there's some middle ground with the prompt. If there are a couple sources that can be interpreted multiple ways and students can decide how they wish to defend their reasoning. So this is one great approach you can use, but there's another strategy too that requires even less prep and setup. Something I had purchased for my classroom last school year was a set of magnetic letters. We had whiteboards that were magnetic and I was able to use it for a variety of purposes. I had a big magnetic practice gratitude sign on one of the panels of the board. I believe I used it as well for like my class behavior system, the agenda. So there were multiple uses of these, but another great option is to use the letters themselves to help your students sort documents. What I would recommend is if you have a whiteboard or something similar in your classroom to draw either bins like this, or again, just a basic T-chart if you want. And, to hold up the letters, ask your students, where should we put document A? You could even hand it to volunteers to have them put it in the place where they think it goes. The magnetic letters, again, very similar to our setup here, students can more easily visualize where it goes. Yeah, you could just write in document A, document B with a marker. That's cool too, but there's something extra about putting that letter there and having these pieces that you're sorting. So that would be another way to go over the documents with them and physically sort them. In addition to these methods here to help them visualize, I also recommend having students first watch you do it or do it with you, then going through the process of having them try it in a small group, especially if your students haven't done it as much before. And then finally, working on their own to continue sorting these. This is just a great teaching strategy to help our students build their comfort level with the topic at hand, which is sorting the documents. That's all I have to share with you today, but feel free to check out some of our past videos for additional teaching tips and support, and subscribe here if you haven't already. I'll see you next time. Bye.